Hello, and thank you very much for joining me. My name is Swadik Mayanja, and I am Q the Nurse. And this is another episode of the Everyday Hero Show, where I bring to you someone in my life or someone in your life that brings joy, happiness, greatness to the community, but does not get the credit that they deserve. So, today we have Jennifer. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for being on. I really do appreciate this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Side note, before we even get started, you like the surroundings. It does look pretty. I do agree. This is Cafe Nero. They happily hosted us to allow us to do the interview here. So I'm a happy man, and Cafe Nero is a great place to be. Cheers. So Jennifer, why don't you tell me and the people, who are you?
Who am I?
Yes, and where do you come from?
So, my name is Jennifer. I'm Canadian. I'm from a small town called Léotard. It's in the eastern part of Quebec City. You can notice with my accent, I'm a French Canadian.
Good for you. Good for you. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I actually met Jennifer at CrossFit. If you don't know, I do CrossFit. You haven't been keeping up, but I have a whole lot of CrossFit videos, and she was in a couple of them. We did the Open together. So why don't we start from your upbringing? I want the quick and dirty origin story. Where did you grow up? And how did you get into what we are going to spend the majority of the time on, foosball?
So, like I said, I grew up on a small town. My dad is a farmer, so I grew up on a farm.
Your dad's a farmer?
Yes.
Is that real?
Yeah.
That's an actual thing?
It
My dad's a farmer.
It is an actual thing. And I have one older brother who's actually the strongest man in Canada, so that's a thing too.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
The strong
man competitions.
Oh my!
Yeah. He just came back from the Philippines. It was the world's strongest man, where I took 5th actually. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a thing.
So you're gonna let me know so I can get him on the show, right?
Yeah, he's never.
That's amazing. Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah.
All right.
And so I grew up on a farm, and I also had a sister, and she just had a baby.
Congratulations, good for you. So where did the foosball start? That's what I want. Where did that begin?
So I started playing foosball in college when I met a few people.
Yeah.
And I met a guy who became my boyfriend along the way. But so I started playing in college, and that ex-boyfriend now used to do tournaments. So I just went with them, and I played my first tournament, and I did pretty well, and I really liked it, and I got hooked. So I just kept on playing.
So I enjoy the way you just say tournament. So I knew foosball. Yeah. I know foosball as a game in a bar, as a game at an arcade. I don't know foosball as a tournament competition lifestyle. Was this new to you when you found out? And were you super surprised, or was this a thing in Canada?
Oh, well, it is a little bit of a thing, but I didn't know anything about it. So it was all new to me. And I was like, oh, really? You do tournaments? I was like, oh, is it in the bar or anything?
Exactly.
But no, actually, up in Quebec, the tournament where I went was actually in a hotel or in a school.
So it's legit.
Yeah, it's legit.
So it's legit. So let's break this down. When you play foosball, is it 1-on-1, 2-on-2? I know it can get hardcore. Do you guys put money down? How does the situation work?
So when it's tournaments, basically how it works, there's an organization where you pay your entry fees and then you play the event. It's a little bit like tennis, I would say. You have singles, doubles, and mixed.
Wait, really?
Yes.
And mix is mixed like genders?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like foosball is a game that doesn't really matter the gender. Is that true? Is it would you be able to beat the #1 foosball male player?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Would the #1 female be able to beat the #1?
No.
No. Okay. So it is a thing.
Yes, it is a thing.
Okay. All right. So yes. So you guys, you started in college. You went to the tournament. So the first tournament you went to, you said you did fairly well. But what's your definition of fairly well?
I think I did a top 3 in the women's singles from what I remember.
So we're gonna, in a little bit, we're gonna talk about her CrossFit excitement, and that's just her norm. She kicks ass on the reg. She kicks ass. It's just what she does. Anyways. Okay. So you went to the tournament.
Yeah.
You did fairly well. Did that day you decide, I'm good at this, I'm going to take this to the, to as far as I can? Or were you like, I'm going to wait, I want to see what it is, I'm going to practice? How did you decide from, I did well, to, I want to be the champion of the world?
So I started, so I did well, and I just wanted to win the events at those tournaments. I wasn't looking to like worldwide competition at that point, but I started playing a lot more and practicing, and just playing tournaments in the province of Quebec.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then a few years later, I started traveling overseas and in the US. So I did my first tournament in the US in 2011.
Oh my goodness. So when was the first, before that tournament your boyfriend took you to, your ex took you to, did you play foosball regularly, or was it something you just played when you saw the foosball table?
It was just something I was playing in bars.
Oh, okay. It wasn't something that you went out looking for?
No, but after that I was playing a lot. Always going in the bars, where they had a foosball table. So we were just playing all the time.
Of course. I mean, that makes sense. And like the thing is, it's like, foosball is such a, I've had like a love and hate relationship with it, because it's such a difficult thing to be good at. I feel like a lot of foosball is luck, just like where the ball is.
But it's not.
Of course not.
It's not. It's a lot of practice, it's technique, it's strategy. And it's like any other sport.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a coach, or was it like self-coached?
Self-coach, I would say, but when, for example, I went to the World Cup twice, and at that point we do have a coach where...
All right, so let's get into that, because that's important. So you went to the World Cup of Foosball. So let's talk about the differences between the tournament you played in, the first one, and then the progression into you becoming, was it a team or were you an individual?
So that was both at the World Cup.
So you were just representing Canada?
Yeah.
Okay. So
but there was a championships where you were playing for yourself, like singles and doubles.
Yeah.
And then you had the team event, which was Team Canada against Team USA and Team France,
That's awesome. So did you? I want to know what happened between your first time playing foosball and you winning with Team Canada. I want to know what happened between that. Because that seems to me like a humongous jump. Like, no one in the world says, oh, I decided to play basketball at the end of my college career, and next, like 3 years later, I'm playing on the Olympic team. That just doesn't happen. How did you get there, is what I mean.
Yeah, I just kept on practicing after that first tournament, and I just was playing every tournament. There's tournaments up there in Canada every other month, pretty much.
So it's very often.
Yeah, so I was playing those, and when I started traveling to the US, I started winning. And like the first tournament that I came to, the event that I won gave me a package at entry fees for the whole 2012. It was the following year.
Oh my God.
So I just decided, so I'm going to travel and just go, because entry fees are no joke. It's like $300, $400.
So it's a lot of money.
Here. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's not.
But the package that you won allowed you to like overpass. You didn't need to worry about that.
I didn't need to pay my entry fee, so I just needed to travel. And if I was winning events, then you make, you have winnings.
Okay. So break down for me, what is a foosball practice? Like when you go and you want to practice playing foosball, what does that consist of?
So you need a long time on a table to practice your shots, your passes. Your
That's
skills,
amazing to me.
Yeah, it's like anything. Like if you,
So you would go on like foosball table.
Yes.
But you would
spend hours practicing on my own.
So you don't need another person to practice.
Yes and no. But you need both. I mean, you need a long time on the table to practice your game.
Okay.
And you need the game.
The competition, like you need someone.
Competition. Yeah.
Would you say, are you good enough right now? If someone put you in a tournament right now, are you still good enough, or is this something that like if you lose, you don't practice, you lose?
So.
Or does it just come back?
I went in Vegas in March. for a tournament.
Here we go. Here we go.
But I haven't played for almost a year, and I still did pretty well. So
it's definitely something you can hold
you
on.
need to practice, of course. But I mean, you don't lose everything.
Yeah.
But you need to keep playing because people are getting better, and then they get to know you, so they know your game, then it gets better.
Okay, and so I'm in love with this. Like now I'm going down the goddamn rabbit hole. So when you get into foosball, right? And Cafe Nero, by the way, the reason we chose this place is because they have a foosball table, which we'll go there and she'll explain to me the technicalities and all that good stuff on camera, so you guys can join me. But so is there like equipment? So I know I used to do track.
Yeah.
I did something that's like shot put. There were specific shoes that made this person better. There was different gloves that you can use. There was different tape that you could use. Is there that stuff?
Oh yeah, there is.
Really?
So
you have the whole getup.
The basic thing that pretty much every player has is, those tennis wraps that they put on the handle?
Yes.
So we use those to wrap the handles of the foosball table. So when you sweat, it doesn't get like
You guys sweat and play foosball?
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
It's a serious thing. It's a sport.
I need to see this in life, right? Do they have any tournaments or stuff in Mass?
They used to.
Okay.
So every week there was a weekly DYP at the Patron that was in Alston. I think the place closed and they don't run any tournaments there anymore. But every Friday there's they call it DYPs, which is draw your partners. It's random teams, but up in Manchester. But
that's in Manchester.
In Manchester, New Hampshire.
Okay.
But the group here is really small.
So if you were to go to one of those outings, you would kick some ass.
I usually do well.
What are you doing next Friday, Jennifer?
I'm doing CrossFit.
So you don't do that anymore? You don't go up to Manchester for that no more?
No, it's just because I work in the city, hop in traffic, and in traffic again. It's like 2 hours to get there for me. So and I don't have passion is not there like it used to be.
That's
anymore.
Yes.
And probably because of the people that I used to play with up in Quebec, they were all like close friends of mine, and I just left.
You just left, yes.
So,
which makes sense. All right, it makes sense, and that's like a great transition because that's where I was wanting to go with this, because foosball is like one of those things where it's very niche. Liking, right? You're not going to go to a bar and they're going to have like a foosball tournament on the TV. That's never going to happen, right? So I wanted to ask, do you think that was the passion there because you were good at it, or did you want to do it so bad that you became great at it? You know what I mean? Like, is there that separation, or is that something?
I think they were together. At first, I loved it just because I liked to play.
Yes.
And then I started winning, so then you just want to keep on winning, and then you start getting your ass kicked.
Yes.
So then you need, I'm going to practice more, I'm going to get better, and next time I'm going to beat that person because of
course,
it's a competition with yourself too. So it was just like a big circle. But then, and I met also like amazing people playing foosball. So I have a few of my best friends are foosball players, and they're all over. I have friends in Florida, like Western part of Canada, California, and
you guys, this is amazing. Like my mind is blown right now. You have to understand this because it's amazing to me, right? Like when I hear people talk about pool, like playing pool as like a pool tournament, and like professional pool players and bowlers, and like that stuff really like excites me, right? Because if you don't know anything about me, like I said, I did track and I did shot put, and I would always have to explain to people what shot put was, and it was a very niche type of thing, so I get excited when people do this. But it seems to me, not like, I don't know the physicality of people who play pool, but you have the right attitude of, like, for an athlete, for a person, for a human being, that transfers very, very well into CrossFit, right? Like, you're very much go-getter. I want to be the best. Like, let me keep going until I am the best. When did you start CrossFit? When did that happen?
So I started CrossFit 2 years ago. Yeah. In April 2 years ago.
What was the reasoning? Like, is it something, oh, let me just try this out? Or is it like, foosball's not doing it for me, let me transfer my energy to something?
No, it wasn't that. I was just, I used to work out.
Okay. Yeah.
Very often. And up in Quebec, I was running a lot. And when I moved down here, there's a gym at the apartment complex where I live. But I was just getting bored, and I wanted something more because I wasn't playing as much foosball. I needed something to compete and to like challenge myself. And so I was seeing all these people doing CrossFit, talking about CrossFit. So I'm like, oh, let me try that. And so yeah, that's how I started.
You just started.
Yeah.
And have you been in CrossFit? So she goes to CrossFit Woburn, where I did this 2018 Open CrossFit Woburn. Shout out, woot woot! You guys are awesome. Miss y'all. But yes. So you started and you've always been at CrossFit Woburn?
Yeah.
Good for you. And she's just nonchalantly talking about starting CrossFit and doing CrossFit. But I do want to let you guys know that she's kind of a badass in CrossFit. So like I would have to say you're easily top 5-10% at the gym, and like it's like some of the things we do, like you guys know, I mean, you've seen the videos, it's really, really difficult. How often are you doing CrossFit? How often are you doing class?
So I'm trying to go 5 or 6 days a week.
Insane. Okay. And is it I cheat. I look at the schedule and I see the workouts I like and don't like, and I skip. Do you believe in that?
Yes and no. I think obviously when you cherry pick your workout, it's because you don't want to do it or you're not good at it.
Yes.
So in theory, you should just go and get better.
So that's theory, but what do you do?
It depends, you know. If I'm really sore, my body's sore, and I need to rest, or I need more rest days, then I'll pick my days.
Of course. I mean, I think that's just a smart thing to do. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in pain, don't work out. I don't think that's something you should do.
Right, if my shoulder hurt, I'm not going to go the day that we're doing handstand push-ups and snatches.
Exactly.
I'm going to pick another day. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. So, continuing on with this CrossFit. Is this the first year you did the Open, or have you always done it?
That was my second year.
So the first year you started, you're like, I'm going to do this Open.
So when I joined, the Open was finishing. So
really?
I did, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that was after the Open. But I did the Open last year and this year.
So I feel like when I think of you as a CrossFitter, and now more so foosball player, but when I think Jennifer, I think CrossFitter, right? Are you knee deep in the game, the CrossFit game? Like you watch the regionals, you have your favorite athletes, like you got the shoes, you got the outfits. Is that you?
I'm not like, I love it, of course. I'm watching regionals, I did the Open, and I was watching the leaderboard, and I follow a bunch of CrossFit athletes on Instagram.
Yes.
I love Brookins. That's our shirt. I know.
She has the shirt on.
Oh yeah.
Good for her.
Love her. Yeah, so of course I love the CrossFit games.
Okay.
I think it's awesome. It's entertaining. It's a lot of, like, it's the real proof of fitness.
And you believe
awesome.
that. And you believe it.
Yeah, I think you need to be good at everything.
Of course, I love it. You see this, ladies? You see this? This is the
Not
goddamn goal.
at all.
This is the goal. So, what are your CrossFit goals, if you have any?
CrossFit goals.
Like,
I actually started competing this year. I did my first competition on May 5th.
Congratulations.
And I was...
May 5th, 2018.
Yes.
Oh, so that's like yesterday. Good for you.
Yeah.
Are you still sore?
No, that wasn't yesterday.
I know, but
no, it was awesome. Like, the competition was awesome. It was
team or individual? It
was a partner competition, so it was a team of 2, and yeah, that was, I think it was 12 or 14 of us from CrossFit over there at Resilience CrossFit in Upington. It was awesome.
Okay.
So
did you place? Was it cross gender, like male female or male?
No, it was female. We did the intermediate division.
So there was 3 divisions. Usually there was only 2. Oh, okay.
So there was the open RX that you call, and intermediate. So I did intermediate with Sarah Graham from CrossFit Woburn.
Go Sarah.
Go Sarah. And I think we placed 11th
So
on 30.
So I want to know, when it comes to competitions, and specifically CrossFit, like you go into the gym every day. Let's start with just like the regular CrossFit. You go into the gym. I know you do the late classes, so like the 6 p.m.,
Yeah.
right? So she goes to the 6 p.m. So you have the luxury of seeing what everyone did that day for the CrossFit, for the workout.
Oh.
Do you care? Or is it
No.
usually like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I don't care what my time is, what my weight is.
No, I don't look at what other people did.
You don't?
No, if I do, it's just to like have a reference of what
Like
the
how
person.
fast to go.
No, like what weight does she,
Oh,
did she
okay,
do?
okay,
Like,
yes.
would it be too heavy for me or not? So if I see that someone's stronger than me pick the same weight, I'm like, maybe I should go lighter, and vice versa.
Okay, all right. So like, I'm just getting the sense that you don't plan on like being in the CrossFit Games anytime soon.
No.
Like you're just doing CrossFit to be.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
There's no way I can make it to the CrossFit Games. You need to do CrossFit multiple times a day, every day for years.
For life, like it needs to be.
Yeah,
life.
and it's
crazy.
not. Yeah, I have a job, so I can't.
What is it that you do?
I'm a service engineer for a company that manufactures medical devices.
That's awesome. I'm a nurse, so thank you. Thank you. I don't know what devices you make, but keep them
Mass
coming.
spectrometers,
Oh, there you go.
PLCs.
There you go.
There it is.
I know. I use those. Well,
So-
not personally,
So
but
I repair those, so that's my job.
this is a team, y'all. This is a team. All right. Okay, so I want you to give advice. I call you an everyday hero because I think you're a special person. You do special things. You have a special skill, and I want you to share that with the world. For those people out there who do play foosball, who are starting out in foosball, who want to win at a foosball competition, I want you to speak specifically to them. What can they do to be the best at it, and what should they do to join these competitions and win and be successful?
I know that in Massachusetts it's pretty hard because there's not a lot of people playing. But if I take Albany, New York, they have a junior program, so they play a lot of foosball in schools, and they started doing tournaments in schools for the kids and the teenagers.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's the best way to start. Like the earlier you can start, the better.
Yes.
If you're older, it doesn't matter. Just if you want to do tournaments, I would say you need to get a table, your own table, the good one,
Yes.
the competition table.
Do you own a football
practice.
table?
I do not.
How?
Because
Did you own one back home in Canada?
Yeah, my roommates had tables. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you okay?
So there was a table,
There
but
was-
I didn't get one since I moved
But
here.
you've never owned a football table?
No, but I should. But so it's practice, and there's a lot of videos, watching people playing videos to learn like
Do you
the
know
best
any trick
passes.
shots? Can you do any?
I can do a few. Yeah,
We're gonna see. We'll see. It's here. We'll find out.
but it's a lot of practice and go to tournaments and play and do your best.
Can I ask, how did you take it when you lost? Like the immediate. I know big picture. You said I need to get better. I'm going to continue to practice. But the immediate loss, like how do you take that?
I used to take it pretty bad.
Really?
Like, it was getting to me. It was pretty bad. I was really down for. I really needed to regroup before my next match, especially if you lose to someone that you never lost to before.
Oh, that sucks.
It's
So the community was fairly tight knit. So like you play people multiple times over.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Yeah, like you said, it's a niche, so the same people play and travel all to all those places.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make friends and you make
yeah.
enemies.
I don't think I have. Well, maybe I have enemies. I don't know, but I have a lot.
But you have
friends.
is there that one person that you like is your rival? Oh, and I forgot to ask. Did you win for when you were the champ? And what were you the champ of? Were you the champ of Canada? Were you the global champ? Did you win the World Cup? Like what was that?
So I didn't win the World Cup. The last thing I won was actually the Intercontinental Cup.
Oh, yes.
Was it 2015? 16. I was playing for North America, so it was a combination of Canada and the US together.
No Mexico? There was no Mexican players?
No, there was no Mexico.
So just Canada and the US?
Yeah, so we played Europe in the finals, and we won that one. And that was in Las Vegas.
Congratulations! Good for y'all.
And before that, there's multiple divisions, so I won expert women's divisions multiple times. I won designated mixed a few times. At different tournaments, one of them being the Tornado, which is the Grand Prix Table World Championships.
Oh, wow. So you've played on this before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Were you better at doubles, or were you better at singles? Were you better at mixed? Which was your favorite, and which were you best at?
I think I'm better in singles. I like singles a lot, too.
Okay.
I used to be better in doubles. I used to be a goalie.
You used to be the goalie?
Yeah.
The crazies are always the goalie. It doesn't matter what sport. Hockey, soccer, foosball.
I was a goalkeeper in soccer too.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
There's only one type of human being that can be a goalie, and if they're a goalie, they're goalie for life. That's amazing.
And and then I started playing forward a little bit more, and I was getting better, so my singles game got better. Then when you get better, you like it better.
Like it,
so then,
it just makes sense. Like the better you get, the more you want to do it.
It's a different kind of pressure. It's yourself on the table, or you want to do well for your partner. So,
It's different. And so I know when I'm playing at the bar, it's just the count, and is it up to 7, right?
So the points there's 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
You'll notice there's 2 different colors,
yes.
But it's games of 5, and it's usually 2 out of 3,
mm-hmm.
or depending on the event, the open events, 3 out of 5 games of 5 points.
Say that again, but slow.
It's like tennis.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So there's you're playing 3 games of 5 points. So best 3 out of 5 games.
Okay.
Of 5 points.
I got you, Serena. I got you.
So yeah.
All right. No, that makes sense. So when you win, it's always a series. It's never a one-on-one. Like, let's bang this out.
What do you mean?
Like, it's always a series. Like, it's best out of 3, best out of 5. It's never just a one game, one hit wonder. All right, perfect. I mean, I feel like that is the best way to go about it, because foosball, foosball has always been a game for me that's been super tough. I don't think I have the coordination, and it's super fast, and I never know which way to rotate the thing.
Towards the goal. But let me get back to you asked me if sometimes it's one game. Yes, sometimes it is. Okay. At the World Cup, in the qualifier, you play 1 game to 5, but it's multiple games, so it's a completely different.
Okay, so they have like an algorithm that does the math of you beat her, but she beat him, and he beat her, so he's going to win.
It's like a total of points in the end, and after that, there's the big chart where you play those 2 out of 3s and 3 out of 5s.
Okay, that makes sense.
But usually here in the US, on the tour, it's 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5.
Right. Do you have like that one moment in time where it was like, oh my goodness, I came back, like I was down 15 points, I was down 6. Like, do you have that story? That comeback kid story?
I do, actually. I have one final that I played.
Where was it? And who were you playing for?
That was in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
That was a singles match.
Okay.
And
so you're playing for your own pride.
I was actually playing one of my best friends in the final, Gemma.
That's awkward.
And so it was expert women's singles. I was coming back from the losers bracket, and she was having Kinsey, right? So I had to beat her twice in order to win, because I was on the losers bracket. And she was up, she beat me 5-2, she was up 4-2 second game. Like, last goal, it was done, and she had it. But then I came back and beat her again, and then I won. So I think that was one of my biggest.
That's amazing.
Comeback in the final.
So if you missed any of that, we were just talking about her championship comeback tournament against her best friend. What was her name? Gemma. So she kicked some serious butt, and this was in Texas. It was an individuals. Great comeback story. Congratulations, good for you. Of
That
course.
was a while ago, but
Yes, but we all have that story. My story. We don't need to talk about me. Anyways, congratulations, good for you. So you told us about foosball, and that's great. I want you to talk to some of the CrossFitters. Now, I want to talk about CrossFit just a little bit. You said you enjoy it, you love it, you do it all the time, 5 to 6 times a week. It's insane. So I've talked to a bunch of CrossFitters, mainly men, and I've talked to Rachel. I've talked to a couple of Instagram Girls Gone WOD. You guys will see that episode in a little bit, but I always ask this question to a lot of my female CrossFit buddies because I hear this a lot from my non-female CrossFit friends. A lot of my non-female CrossFit friends that are super active always say, I don't want to do CrossFit because it's going to make me bulky. I don't want to look like that. I don't think that lifting weights is what I'm supposed to do. What do you say to those people? What do you say to those comments in general?
you're not gonna get bulky doing CrossFit. You see those athletes on TV. It's the amount of work that they put to get there is insane.
Exactly.
So, if you don't dial your nutrition, if you don't follow a strict program with your nutrition, you're not gonna get you're not gonna get shredded and bulky. And
exactly.
It's a combination of a lot of things.
I tell all my friends, especially the ones who tell me that, I was like, look, I know how often you work out. You never in your life have to worry about that problem. That's nothing you need to worry about because it's just not going to happen. And I'm like, the thing is, like men, it's much easier for men to get to that place because of this testosterone in our bodies. And even with me being a man, I'm not there. I don't get to be there. It's a lot of goddamn work. I want to. You might not want to. I want to, but it's just a very difficult thing to do. It's a very difficult thing to do. All right, and then just advice for any beginner CrossFitters. Any words of wisdom? How did you get about to starting, to getting good at it, to loving it? Any advice for those starters?
Honestly, when I started, I was really shy. I was just going in, doing my workout, and then I was leaving. I was doing 2-3 workouts a week. But then I started hanging out with people. The 6 p.m. crew are awesome. You're getting social. Then you just want to go back and want to go back. And then you challenge your buddies. And so it's pretty much a reason why I just want to go back. And of course, I want to get better.
Yes. But the people are a huge deal.
The people, yeah.
And that's the thing I always say when I'm talking to another CrossFitter is it's like as much fun, as exciting, as much adrenaline that you get from doing the actual workouts. It's awesome. But the people, the people you do it with is why I continue to go back.